Um, I'm gonna break down the Budweiser thing. If you want to see it as a fiasco, you can. But there's another way to look at it. Is that they brought on this new CEO or somebody. I don't know if she's a CEO. She's something. But they brought her on to be in charge of advertising, and she said she had all these goals and challenges that needed to be met and everything. And she was talking about like sociologically and everything. So if you like, there are some type of drinkers that have that. They drink and then they want to have sociologically discussion or something like that. And they thought it would be cool to let you see the adult child addiction. So they got Dylan Mulvaney, and Dylan Mulvaney is drinking Budweiser in the bathtub. It's kind of showing you like, like I don't like things just like fall in position, and I don't really care. Like she's just telling you like this is just the bust downs, and like I'm enjoying the fruits of these bust downs, and there's nothing wrong with that. And if you think that there is, then I don't care. It's just gonna like be like kind of like like what is this, the Budweiser? Oh, I don't know anything about Budweiser. Who drinks this? But it's cool. Thank you. Like but that, I mean, they didn't think about it thoroughly because they are an alcohol beverage company. So like maybe it's not for you to get all sociological and everything. I mean, if you want to sell beer, spirits, and shit like that, wine and spirits, like there is that propensity for people to want to abuse these things, right? But yeah, no, they're still coming at this from angles that they don't want to actually. The challenge is to break, because what happens is you're the adult child of addiction, right? And when when things are going on around you, you focus in on a place far away, so that you focusing on that would uh, kind of mute the sounds and the things going on around you, and that's called the ACA baby stare. And they go into kind of like a tunnel vision, and they'll mez out like looking at the TV or something like that. And then after the traumatic situation in their household, adults will come and try to talk to them, and they'll be like still looking like through that tunnel. They're still and if they don't look through there, if they don't break them out of there, it'll be worse when they're adults, because uh, they're still tuning out. And condemnation prior to investigation is the repeat cycle. Is the cycle is it continues to cycle, because you'll generate wreckage and dependency. See why you can't skim this shit just for some as a marketing means to try to appeal to you know what I mean? Like, what the fuck is going on? That's for like Narcotics and Anonymous people. And I guess they're maybe trying to come up with a mystery new age science religion or something. Like, Hmm. Just people out there grifting. Grifting on people who want to be principled, because they'll try to get you to appeal. They'll appeal to you with, and try to get you to adopt a principle with no epistemology, with no epistemology for universalities, because the universal lack of any principle is a principle. It's the universal lack therein of any principle, which is the universal principle. And for somebody to try to get you to adopt a principle, for them to acknowledge you, it has to appeal to something that you've seen as universalities. That, and then you would make kind of like your epistemology, which is your uh, reason for, or how you come to believe what you know to believe, or something, And I guess these people haven't figured out that everybody has this faculty. Like, you can't outsource you can't outsource it and then expect to reap rewards. Because like, you need to be able to put before you can call a crab cage a crab trap, because you don't know how many crabs were hanging out inside of the crab cage before it got a little tug, and then it could have been full of crab, and they could have all just flown out the side. Or, what I mean, like, it's not really a crab trap, it was a temporary like crab enclosure. So you need to put the GoPro camera inside when you throw it out. I don't. This is not my original. This is so weird. It's not like, it's almost never my original material. I have a lot of things to talk over and discuss, and it's going to be the challenge for people who doesn't know that I'm not making this stuff up. If I make up something, I'll tell you, but the danger is that it could become real. If you keep a notebook long enough, the notebook will come alive, right? It will become real. Like, you can start off with all these different things in your facetious, imaginative, hypothetically engaging imagination, and they'll coalesce and become palpable, and then it'll be like certain things get away with becoming reality that probably really shouldn't have, because they start out as stratagems, and I entertain them in the recesses. The jokes have a little bit of truth in the humor too. So, or here's another one. Since it's hard to fathom, it's kind of, but if something is going on that you don't like it, it won't end until you become disturbed. That lets you know that it's about to end, because you have become disturbed. But as with anything, I guess you have to be careful again what you wish for, because you might get it. Like, if you have to know what you're disturbed about is going to be something that's going to come to an end. So you have to really be okay with that, because there are things that you're going to be okay with coming to an end. Like, there's going to be things that are going to, like, people are going to things are going to affect you in positive ways that were not positive for somebody else. And it goes into who gets to have who belongs in oversight, like who belongs making policies to tell you what to do. You know what I mean? And there's going to be like some kind of pendulum going on where the corrections are like, but these people fucking get into solutions, and those corrections are like genocide. So, they'll swing back over here as persecution, it'll swing drastically over here, and that swing is like a lot of grifters. Like sometimes good things happen to bad people. Sometimes bad things happen to good people. Sometimes your people tell you that they're they try to tell you that the characteristics of good people is not really what's going on. Like, they try to make you think cynically and warn you about, and I guess you can become who your mother warned you about. Probably, like it's weird. It's like they try they try to protect you in a way. Uh, they try to protect you in a way, but you end up seeing more. Uh, you go on a full campaign instead of a half campaign like learning normal people would. Uh, it's in the it's in the Camelot mythos that the mother of the Joker didn't want him to die in the service of King Arthur, so she made his uniform into jingle bells and shit like this, like uh, bright patches and like so that the the unit would laugh him out of the unit. The men would laugh him outright out of that unit, and then King Arthur was wanting to know who was making all his men laugh, so he demanded that he be brought to his side and serve as his fool, and go on every mission with alongside King Arthur, which is what he wanted to do. What he wanted to do, you know, it's the Joker energy, is the trump card energy, or the fool card, the wild card. Uh, and it's Apollo. So there's other aspects that blend into Camelot mythos. They come from other places. Like I think a Legbot is the Joker, the red and white, or the you go. There's two different color schematics. One is red and white Joker, and one is the Mardi Gras colors, purple, green, and yellow. And those are Osirian, both this Osiris colors. Um, so yada yada. That's not. I'm not making an argument for universalities. That's some.